60 Minutes Overtime.
For our story this week on 60 Minutes, we interviewed Peter Navarro, President Trump's trade advisor, who was given the added title of Defense Production Act Policy Coordinator. In his new role, Navarro is in charge of the federal response of getting personal protective equipment, or PPE, for America's medical workers. Navarro was at times more interested in questioning 60 Minutes' record than in discussing preparations the Trump administration made for this global pandemic. You say this could not have been anticipated. Intelligence agencies anticipated it. Other foreign countries.
Well, yeah, but let me push
other
back
foreign
a little bit.
countries anticipated
a little bit on that. I don't know what you mean. It's like if an intelligence agency said a global pandemic could happen, right? I mean, I'm sure they've been saying that for decades, and nobody took them seriously. Why? Well, I mean, black swans are hard to sell, and this was the 500-year flood. I mean, look, this hasn't happened since 1917.
But it's happening today.
You can line up every
watch.
president since then and say, why didn't you think this could happen again? But that's not productive right now. Have that episode, and I challenge you, show me the 60 Minutes episode a year ago, 2 years ago, or during the Obama administration, or during the Bush administration that said, hey, global pandemic's coming, you got to do X, Y, and Z. And by the way, we would shut down the entire global economy to fight it. Show me that episode, then you'll have some credence in terms of attacking the Trump administration for not being prepared.
I guarantee you we did.
The Centers for Disease Control tells us that the way this virus is spreading is unprecedented. H1N1 is a pandemic, meaning it's a global epidemic. It's the first flu pandemic in 41 years.
It has the potential to cause an influenza pandemic similar to the one that killed 50 million people in 1918. It may not happen, but billions of dollars are being spent to sequence its genes, track its movements, and slow its progress in what many people believe could be a race against time.
If H5N1 were to become highly contagious in humans this winter, it could spread to every country in the world in a matter of months. There is no way that governments, health organizations, and pharmaceutical manufacturers would be able to produce sufficient amounts of the strongest antiviral drugs or vaccines to contain it.
Right now, and we all admit that, right now, if we had an explosion of an H5N1, we would not be prepared for that.
Dr. Anthony Fauci of the National Institutes of Health is the nation's point man on the avian flu. The NIH is now testing a vaccine that's made from the current bird virus, but whether it would work against some future mutant strain that is contagious in humans is anybody's guess. The White House has proposed a $7.1 billion program to prepare for the pandemic. Plans are underway to stockpile drugs and medical supplies and to develop treatment plans, quarantine strategies, and better and quicker ways to manufacture vaccines. But what money can't buy is time.
You see this whole business with the H5N1 virus as an exercise to try and improve our capabilities of fighting off a pandemic?
Well, I don't see it as an exercise because it could be the big one. It could be. And if it is, our rushing around, doing what we need to do, pushing the envelope is not for naught or in vain.